Name of the tertiary sector, another name of the tertiary sector is service sector. Total economy classified into 3 sectors, and first one is agriculture sector, second one is industrial sector, third one is tertiary sector. Tertiary sector we can say service sector also. In tertiary sector we are going to discuss the necessary services which are essential for the development of agriculture sector and industrial sector. Here agriculture sector needs some services. For development of agriculture sector, it is depending on the service sector for so many services. For example, irrigation and flood control, electricity, power and communications, information, transport, storage facilities, all these necessary for the development of agriculture. Whereas for the development of industries, they are also depending on service sector. What are the services essential for the development of industry means? Power, communication and transport and storage, all these necessary for the development of industrial sector. Why? That's why we are saying the services, essential services which are necessary for the development of agriculture sector and industrial sector, it is providing services. That's why this sector name is service sector. Without service sector's help, agriculture will not develop and industrial sector will not develop. Why? That is the reason it is the essential, it is playing a very important role in economic development of one country. We will discuss one by one. What are the components inside the service sector or tertiary sector? What are the total components? For example, in agriculture, agriculture and allieds, animal husbandry, fisheries, all this comes under the agriculture sector. In industrial sector, manufacturing, production, construction, all this comes under the industrial. Like that, in tertiary sector, some components are there. That components one by one we will discuss. Trade, all types of trades comes under this service sector. Hospitality services. Hospitality services means hotels and restaurants. They are providing services to the people. Hospitality, that's why they are saying, it is saying hospitality services. Hotels and restaurants comes under the hospitality. Okay. Next, transport. Transport services is also one of the main component in tertiary sector. Types of transports also there, railways, roadways, waterways and airways. First we will discuss the components first, later one by one we will discuss. Communications, storage, real estate, all these also comes under the tertiary sector. Financial services, banking, insurance and business services, IT services, consultancy services, public administration, defense, judiciary and police, education, healthcare, sanitation, personal and domestic services. All these are the components of tertiary sector. These are the main components in service sector. One by one we will discuss about the importance of the tertiary sector in economic development of India. Tertiary sector in India. By observing these important points, we can find out the importance of one particular sector. In employment wise, share of service sector in employment has increased from 17.3% in 17.3, only 17.3% of the employment is created by tertiary sector during the period of 50-51. Remaining all other depending on, most of the employment is created by agriculture during the period of 50-51. Almost 70% they are engaged in agriculture. And that situation has changed if we observe during the current period which is available to us, that is 26.5% of the employment now it is created by service sector. but it is very slowly it is providing only 17.5 17.32, it is increased to 26 point. Whereas in developed countries, if we observe, the most of the employment is created by this tertiary sector only. Here almost to 60 to 70% of the employment generation by service sector and developed countries like US, UK, Japan, Germany. This is the situation which we can observe in India, only 26.5%, even 29%, latest current data it is up to 29%. If we think about the 29% also, it is very less comparatively developed countries. That is the one sign of underdevelopedness or developingness. Okay. During the process of developingness, employment should transform from agriculture sector to industrial sector to service sector. This is the situation, this is the proceeding manner. And one more another point which is very important to see the importance of this sector, contribution to the GDP. GDP is nothing but national income. How many rupees are coming from the service sector? By this we can observe the importance. Okay. The share of service sector in GDP increased from 29% in 50-51, that is increased now 59%. In this way we can say that it is very essential, it is almost 60 rupees contribution coming from the service sector. Out of 100 rupees it is providing 60 rupees and agriculture is providing 14 rupees, 13.9, and the remaining coming from the industrial sector. This is the contribution, each sector is contributing towards the national income. With the help of this contribution we can say the most of the contribution coming from the service sector. Question may be asked on this point, which sector is contributing more? First sector, first rank, in first place, contribution to the GDP in first place is service sector, second place is industrial sector, third place is agriculture sector. Whereas in the case of employment, the first place goes to agriculture sector, second place goes to service sector, and third place goes to service sector. This is the industrial sector. This is the hierarchy. Question may be asked on this. After knowing all these things, we have to concentrate on which is having in first place. Highest employment is generated still today, 51% of the employment is coming from the agriculture only. Next place goes to service sector, third place goes to industrial sector. Next, we should observe that importance, investment. If we observe the 5-year plans, during the 5-year plans, highest priority is to tertiary sector, given highest priority. Why? Because to develop the agriculture, to develop the industrial sector, infrastructure facilities should be provided. Infrastructure means all these necessary services, power should be there, transport sector should be improved, quality of transport sector and communication, trade, all these necessary for the development of agriculture sector. So, to develop the agriculture sector, to develop the industrial sector, all the resources allotted to this particular sector, it is attracting more resources, plan wise allocations to the different sectors among 55 to 65% of the total resources allotted to the service sector. By improving the quality and quantity of the services, we can automatically improve the quality and quantity of other sectors production also. If we observe the exports, nowadays India became one of the major exporters in tertiary sector. If we observe the software sector, software consultancy services, and in construction engineering also, tourism sector is also becoming a major export in Indian point of view. Infrastructure development in India. Now we are going to discuss about the infrastructure development. Infrastructure development means all these services. The progress of the economy mainly depends upon the availability of the infrastructure. Which country is having a sound infrastructure facilities? If we observe in developed countries, we observe that infrastructure, roads, communications, and science and technology, research and development organizations, each and every component of infrastructure shows its impact on economic development in developed countries. So that first we have to improve the infrastructure, which is essential for the development of economy of one country. That's why the progress of the economy mainly depends upon the infrastructure facility, availability of the infrastructure. Infrastructure includes irrigation, flood control, power, transportation, storage and marketing facilities for agriculture and rural development. All these infrastructure facilities are very essential. And for mining and manufacturing, which comes under the category of industrial sector, industrial sector needs power, transport, storage, communication system, banking and insurance, all these essential components which are required to develop the industrial sector. These type of all services combinedly we can say infrastructure. Now we observe some basic essential, what are the developments we observed in infrastructure. We will observe the table. During the period of 1950-51, we are going to compare with the present period. Trends in the growth of infrastructure in India. We observe some infrastructure development situations during the period between the 1950-51 to 2011-12. If we take the essential element which is necessary for the development of agriculture and industry is coal. During the period of 50-51, it is only 32 million tons of the production is there. It is increased from 32 to 583 million tons. This is the development which we are providing infrastructure to the agriculture and industry sector. Electricity which we observe in billion kilowatts, it is only 5 billion kilowatts during the period of 50-51. It is increased to 877 billion kilowatts during the period of 11-12. Petroleum, crude oil. Petroleum and crude oil. 5.4 million tons of petroleum, crude oil products are during the period of 50-51. That is increased to 18 million tons. And finished steel, if we see that particulars, 1 million ton is available during the period of 50-51. Now it is increased to 73 million tons. And cement during the period of 50-51, 3 million tons, and it is increased to 224 million tons. Railway goods and traffic increased from 73 million tons to 969 million tons. Cargo handled at major ports, 19 million tons to 560. Total telephone communications connections that is available now according to the available information, 5 millions during the period of 99-2000, it is increased to 951 millions. After observing this table, we can notice that infrastructure development during this 50 to 2011, 60 years of period, it is tremendous development has been observed in infrastructure. Okay. Next, we will discuss about the components in details. First, we will discuss about the transport sector in India. What are the types of transports in India? Categories of transports. First, roadways. We will discuss some points regarding roadways. Roadways are transporting facilities. Roadways are very essential for the country's development, not only the development, maintaining integrity between the remote areas and connecting each and every place. Remote area will be connected with this towns, nearby towns with the help of roadways only. Roadways are almost we can compare that roadways with veins in human body. Veins in human body is very essential for life of that person, human, and that is the roadways which are essential for the development of country's economy. And roadways now in India, each and every place is connected with the hill areas and forest areas and geographically different types of areas also connected with this roadways. National highways are there, state highways are there, district roads are there, kacha roads are there, different types of roadways are there. Nowadays we can observe that under PPP mode, public private partnership mode, we are improving the roadways construction. Next, railways. Railways is the one of the monopoly in public sector unit, and it is providing almost 16 lakhs employment for the people, country's people, and it is transporting people from one place to another place, and it is transporting the cargo, it is goods handled by the railways is in a huge quantity mode from one place to another place. It is the it is very useful to develop the country, and railways are developed since Britishers. They transported our raw material with the help of these railways. And next, water transport. Water transport, inland water transport and between the countries water transport, two types of domestic water transport and between the countries, two types of water transports are there. Major ports where operate the transport goods and services transported from one place to another place, that is the water transport. Now air transport, costliest mode of transport in the four categories, and fastest the transport also air transport. Cheapest one is water transport, and less polluted is also water transport. But wherever the water is available, wherever the rivers and canals and seashores are available there only it is the possible. And railway air transport in India, within the India, Indian Airlines, and between the countries, Air India, two types of institutes are there who are giving the air transport facilities. Some problems in transport development in India. Inadequate transport facilities. In roadways, there is no proper roads. We have to provide good quality of roads, and installed capacity is not expanding that much speedily. And defective transport planning. In planning also, we are not showing that much progress. We are not linking the railway roads with roadways. Increase in traffic, and we are using old equipment in providing transport facilities. These are the some problems we observe in transport sector. Here another one component, first one component we discussed, that is transport sector, which is the main essential component in service sector. Another one, energy sector. Energy sector is also play very important role in country's economic development. Energy, that means power it is supplying. Okay. Sources of energy, main sources of energy classified into conventional sources of energy and non-conventional sources of energy. Conventional sources of energy again classified into two types, commercial energy sources and non-commercial energy sources. Commercial energy sources, coal, petroleum and electricity, oil and gas, all this comes under the category of commercial energy sources. Non-commercial energy sources are firewood and agriculture waste, animal dung, all this comes under the non-conventional energy sources. Non-conventional sources means tidal energy, wind energy, solar energy, all this comes under the category of non-conventional sources of energy. Conventional sources are petroleum, gas and coal, electricity, these are the conventional sources. Non-conventional sources, tidal energy, we use tides to produce the electricity, tidal energy. We use the turbines to produce the electricity, that is wind energy. We use the solar rays to produce the electricity, that is the solar energy. Nowadays we are following improving the this energy sector, non-conventional sources of energy sector. Why? Because all the conventional sources are exhaustible except idle energy, idle electricity power, except idle power, remaining all other commercial sources or conventional sources are exhaustible. Solar power, wind power and tidal power, this comes under the non-conventional sources. Okay. Primary sources of commercial energy, primary sources. What are the primary sources? Coal and lignite. Coal is used to produce the electricity, and oil and gases, with the help of oil and gas also we use to produce the power, and electricity use to produce the electricity we use thermal, hydel, and these are comes under the commercial energy sources. Sources of non-commercial means firewood, agriculture wastes, animal dungs. In rural villages still today the people are dependent on firewood for the making food production, and all this for water purpose they are using, mainly they are depending on firewood. 65% of the energy, for the purpose of energy they depended 65% on firewood only in rural areas. Okay. Energy problems in India, some problems which is energy sector is facing. Quality and quantity of coal available in our country is very low. When compared with the developed country, the available quality of coal is very less in India. The dependency of oil and gas imports is increasing. For petroleum products we are depending on other countries. In our India, petroleum sources are not that much available, so we are importing from other countries. The dependency on other countries for the purpose of oils, so it is increasing, dependency is increasing, our imports is increasing due to this. Imbalance between supply and demand of commercial sources. There is a huge gap between supply and demand of commercial sources. That is also one of the main problem in energy sector is facing. Oil crisis and shortage of energy affects all the sectors of the society. If we observe if oil crisis is there and a shortage of energy is there, we are not supplying 24 hours power supply to the agriculture sector, we are not giving effective and quality electricity to the industrial sector. Because of that, all other sectors which is depending on this sector will affect in economic development. So indirectly it is affect the economic development of one country. This is why alternative sources of energy such as biogas and ethanol are being used. Nowadays we are our research and development wing has been conducting the research programs to find out the alternative source of energy. We are developing biodiesel with the help of 𝗳𝗏 and biogas, ethanol, which is a byproduct of sugarcane. All these we are changing our attitude towards the alternative sources. Okay. This is second component. First component is transport sector and second component is energy. Now another one important component in service sector is communications. Communication system provides necessary information about markets and inputs and goods and services which are available and which are in demand, which are more essential for the economic development of one country. All this information is communicated by communications. The communication system comprising of postal services, Indian telegraphs, telecommunications, information services, all these are components of communication. Communications, one by one we will discuss. Postal service is the very old service which is providing services in India. We are having average for 7,000 persons for one post office. We are having almost 1.5 lakh post offices in our India, and it is providing postal services since olden days, 1718 onwards it is providing. Indian telegraphs, In Indian telegraphs, fax services, telecommunications, Indian telegraphs, telephones, telegraphs and telex, all this comes under the category of Indian telegraphs. Indian telegraphs is also one of the old services in service sector. Telecommunications, now we observe the telecommunications, and it is earlier it was the monopoly of public sector, but is other private sectors also given chance to provide these services. Telecommunications, in public sector, BSNL and MTNL are the service provider, and other private telecommunications is also there. Information services, one of the major services which are showing very great development, and information services, they are keeping on India in a highlight position by providing information services. Telecommunications, in telecommunications, the Telecom Policy in 1999, this policy established in Telephone Regulatory Authority of India, TRAI, in 1999 to regulate and control and develop the telecommunication. The Indian government has issued the Telecom Policy in 1999. Under this policy, TRAI was established. National Telecom Policy 2012, the main objective was to ensure that India plays a leadership role in knowledge intensive global scenario, and it is playing a very leadership role. According to the National Telecom Policy, the main objective is that we have to play a leadership role in knowledge intensive global scenario. Information technology, total software sector comes under this. Nowadays we are observing that what is the information technology, and with the help of information technology we are providing software services, we are exporting software services to other countries, and inside the in administration also, public administration also, 𝗬𝗧 cloud, under the name of 𝗬𝗧 cloud, government is providing all online services like 𝗖𝗍𝗧, 𝗵𝗍𝗧, all this online services provided with the help of information technology. And information technology bring the total world into as a global village by providing fastest mode of transmission and fastest means of communication. With the help of this, nowadays the world became a global village. Even every services, BPO services and every services, they are India is major country, one of the major countries who are exporting software services, so that we are earning foreign currency, foreign exchange reserves, and one of the globally important countries, one of the major service software provider country is India in the world. It has main place. Next, science and technology. This is also one of the component in tertiary sector. Science means acquiring the knowledge. Science means acquiring the knowledge, and technology means whatever we acquired, we refinement and we use that acquired knowledge in a proper manner, that is technology. Science and technology, and with the help of science and technology only one country may progress in economic development. It is very essential, so that every sector they should establish one research and development wing, and they should concentrate and improve the quality and quantity of the productive units, and so that we can increase the production. With the help of science and technology, with the help of research and development only, it can be possible. Results in industrialization. If one country in industrialization should be taken place very fastly, or urbanization should be done, means they should depend on science and technology. If the science and technology develops, then automatically industrialization will develop, and if industrialization is developed, automatically urbanization will be observed. If we observe in Indian population, still today 65 or 61 to 62% of the people they are still today in rural areas. 35 to 39% of the Indian people, they are residing in rural areas. That should be changed, then fast urbanization should be take place. So, we have to depend on science and technology. What are the main benefits of science and technology? It increases the productivity of the factors of production. Our factors of production, land, labor, capital and organization, these four are called factors of production. With the help of science and technology only, the productivity of these factors of production will increase. With the science and technology, we notice what are the elements essential for one particular growing crops, or what are the main minerals which are available in one land, so that if we find it out that we can extract them, we can use in the production, we can increase the productivity of that factor. So, science and technology plays major role in increasing the productivity of factors of production, results in effective utilization of capital goods. Available capital goods are very scarce. Scarcity capital goods are available. We are importing capital goods from other countries. These scarce capital goods should be used in effective manner. That is for the use of effective, we should depend on the science and technology. Then only we can use properly. Increase the usage of better equipment. It is the science and technology which provide the opportunity to us to increase the usage of better equipment. We can use good quality of products as a capital goods. Eliminate the wastages, reduces the cost of production. To eliminate the wastages in the production, we should use the science and technology. It reduces the cost of production by improving the productivity capacity of one factors of production. Quickness production and distribution process, and strengthens links between agriculture and manufacturing and trade. Agriculture means agriculture sector, manufacturing means industrial sector, and trade means service sector. It strengthens a link between one sector to another sector, another sector to another sector. These are all the sectors which interdependent. For development of industries, industries are depending on agriculture and service. For development of agriculture, agriculture is depending on industries and service sector. For service sector, by providing the services to develop the agriculture and industries, it is providing the services. By providing the services, it is also developing. Like that, for development of these three sectors, they are interdependent on each other. This is the process, it is increased with the help of science and technology. And so that if these three sectors will increase fastly, that will reflect on economic development of one country. Science and technology benefit the economy with large scale production. We can produce large scale. We may not depend on other countries always. We can import the required technology. With the help of that science and technology, we can increase the productivity, and self-sufficiency can be done with the help of. First, science policy. During 1958, the basic object to issue the science, first time in India, science policy was issued in 1958. The basic objective was to develop science, education, health and defense. And second, Department of Science and Technology was also established, and policy of Government of India, it is concentrating on improving the quality and quantity of science and technology. Okay. It formulates and implements programs for improving the quality of life of disadvantaged sections of society. Example, technology parks for women, environmental protection, low cost housing and sanitation. With the help of science and technology, we can provide that services. Science and Technology Policy 2003. The objective was to give direction to the future research and development programs. Main objective of this policy is give the direction to the research and development programs. Benefits of science and technology development in Indian economy. These are the benefits which are coming from the science and technology development. So far we discussed transport, communication and energy. Then another one component is banking system in India. Structure of banking system. If we observe the structure of banking system, In first place, apex bank, that is RBI, Reserve Bank of India. It is the bank which is control every monetary and it controls the banking system in India. Under the RBI, scheduled banks are there. Scheduled banks again classified into two types: scheduled commercial banks and scheduled cooperative banks. Scheduled commercial banks again classified into four types: public sector banks, private sector banks, foreign banks, regional rural banks. These four types comes under the category of scheduled commercial banks. This is the scheduled cooperative banks are classified into two types: urban cooperative banks and state cooperative banks. And the motive of scheduled commercial banks is profit making, and the motive of scheduled cooperative banks bring the coordination between the people. This is the main motive of the scheduled cooperative banks. And public sector banks are classified into SBI and its associates, and another one is nationalized banks. Scheduled banks means, according to the act of RBI, these banks should be enrolled in section B and not less than 5 crores of capital, and they comes under the category of scheduled banks. Scheduled banks, that is scheduled commercial banks. Four types of scheduled commercial banks are there. In urban cooperative banks and state cooperative banks. Under the state cooperative banks, the district cooperative banks will work. Under the district cooperative bank, PSCS. PSCS means primary agricultural credit societies in a village level. They function village level. This is the banking structure in India. Now we will discuss about some points regarding Reserve Bank of India. As a central bank of the country, it is central bank of the country, and apex bank, we can say it is apex bank. RBI act as a bank of issue, notes issue. It issues the notes. Except 1 rupee note, remaining all others notes were printed by Reserve Bank of India. It issues the notes. It acts as a banker to the government. RBI is the banker to the government, not only central but also to state, and it acts as the banker's bank. Every bank is controlled and operated by the instructions of RBI. So it is banker's bank. Controller of credit, it controls the credit facilities. It increases the money supply in the country. It decreases the money supply in the country. If the inflation is observed, it reduces the monetary supply. If inflation is decreasing, it increases the monetary supply. That is credit policy. With the help of credit policy, it operates, and it is the custodian of foreign exchange. It keeps the our country's foreign exchange reserves, and it controls the with the permission of RBI only we have to use that foreign currency, and it controlling the authority of all financial institutions which are established in the country. It also concentrate on control inflation. It also, this main to control inflation only credit policy can be observed. These are the almost all functions of RBI, and very essential role it is playing in to bring balance between trade policy and monetary policy and physical policy. Okay. Next we will discuss about the commercial bank. What are the main functions of commercial banks? The basic functions of commercial banks: accepting the deposit from the people and advancing the loans to required persons who are applying for the loans. Commercial banks keep some part of the deposits as a reserves in Reserve Bank. That is called CRR, cash reserve ratio, which is decided by the RBI. Some part of the deposits should be kept as a reserves in RBI. Remaining part of the deposit can be advanced in the form of loans. In that way, commercial banks, credit will be created. Commercial banks create the credit creation can be done by commercial bank with the help of this. Okay. And nowadays we observe that modern banking has introduced merchant banking, underwriting of shares, and debentures for business expansion to the business firms, mutual funds, retail banking to promote consumer loans, and automatic teller machines, ATMs, anywhere banking facility it is given by modern banking system, internet banking, we can transfer money, nowadays giving very important to the internet banking. All these are the facilities provided by the commercial banks. Okay. This is the banking system. Next we will discuss about the insurance. Insurance is a contract that pledges a payment of an amount to the person assured or the nominee in the happening of event insured against. Insurance is the one type of assurance. In the absence of that person, they can provide some economic safeguard to the family, and that purpose in a business also they will make some insurance. This is the insurance facility. Insurance is broadly classified into two types. One is life insurance, another one is general insurance. Life insurance is the organization which is established during 1956. Earlier small insurance companies are there, and by nationalizing them in and established one under the name of Life Insurance Corporation during 1956, and then onwards life insurance is continuing under the one name. And another one service, that is General Insurance Corporation. General insurance is provided for the business purpose and trading and industries, and different types of insurance can be given by general insurance. Insurance in India, if we observe some points regarding insurance, life insurance in India was started in 1818. Indian Life Insurance Act was the first act to regulate the business that was issued in the Insurance Amendment Act of 1950 was the first step taken by the government to independent India. In independent India, the first step was taken, Insurance Amendment Act, during the period of 1950. In 1956, life insurance was nationalized, and Life Insurance Corporation of India came into the existence since 1956. In 1972, General Business Insurance Act GBINA was passed from 1st January 1973. Under this act, General Insurance Corporation of India was formed with the help of 4 subsidiaries. That 4 subsidiaries are National Insurance Company Limited, New India Assurance Company Limited, and Oriental Insurance Company Limited, United India Insurance Company Limited. These are the 4 subsidiaries to General Insurance Corporation. Earlier there was small general insurance companies, and combining all these and nationalizing them since 1973 under the name of General Insurance Corporation, GIC of India was formed, and it is came into the existence with the help of 4 subsidiaries. Insurance Regulatory Authority of India, IRDA, Insurance Regulatory Development Authority of India. It is enacted one act, that is IRDA Act, was passed in 1999. Its duty was to regulate, promote and ensure orderly growth of insurance and reassurance of the business. This is the aim of that act. Okay. Life Insurance Corporation of India, the mission of life insurance was to explore and enhance the quality of life of people through financial security, by giving financial security to the families to improve the quality of life of people. With the help of Life Insurance Corporation, we can buy our security. Okay. General Insurance Corporation of India, the vision of General Insurance Corporation is to be a leading global insurance and solution provider. It is solution provider, and it helps in the industries, in production of it helps in the development of industries by giving insurance to that. Okay. What are the main objectives of LIC? Objective is to spread life insurance to rural areas and to socially economically backward areas at a reasonable cost, and to maximize the saving by making insurance linked saving attractive. It is a life insurance, whether it is life insurance, whether it is GIC, it is collecting the savings from each and every rural areas and small savings also collected in this form by providing insurance facilities. Okay. And to provide security to policy holders, money with higher returns. Okay. To invest policy holders, money keeping in view of the advantage to investors and community. To maintain economy in operation and full realization of investors' money. Like that, the small people can by doing insurance in the LIC, they are putting some investment in the country's development. With the help of that, they can get some returns also. General Insurance Corporation. What are the major objectives of General Insurance Corporation? We will discuss sometime. Building mutual benefited relationship with the business partners. Building mutual beneficial relationship among the business partners. Protecting fair business and practices and ethics. Okay. Applying state of the art technology process, including enterprise risk management and innovative solutions. Applying state of the art technology, they are providing security in this enterprise risk also. Enhancing the profitability and financing strengthening for benefiting the global position. Okay. These are the major objectives of the GIC. Next, another one component, that is tourism. Tourism is also one of the main component which is playing a major role in country's economic development. It is the largest service sector industry in services of world, not only in India. Okay. Tourism, what is the meaning of tourism? Tourism, Government of India defined tourism as a foreign passport holder visiting and staying in a different country for more than a day, but not more than a year, for leisure, entertainment, business, medical purposes, religious and sports, conference, seminars, all whatever the purpose it is, it should be more than a day and less than a 1 year. They may come for the business, they may come for the medical purpose and religious purpose, sports, conference, whatever the purpose it is. But the foreign passport holder visiting and staying in a different country for more than a day, less than a year comes under the tourism. And tourism is a set of socio-economic activities carried out for the tourists. Because of the tourism, here so many activities undertaken. Economic activities will be undertaken and social activities will be undertaken. First we will discuss about the forms of tourism. There are two forms of tourism. One is domestic tourism, another one is international tourism. Domestic tourists are the residents of the country who travel within the geographical area of the country. Inside the country, the people, they are traveling from one place to another place and they are staying more than 1 day and less than one year. They comes under the category of domestic tourism. International tourism, earlier we discussed about the foreign passport holder who visiting a country not less than 1 day and more than not less than 1 day and not more than 1 year. Okay, that is international. Importance of the tourism. We will discuss some points regarding tourism. It generates the income and employment, earn the foreign exchange. Tourism generates the income. The people, those who are residing in tourism places, they can increase their sales by increasing tourists and they can product more goods and services in that area, providing more services. With the help of that, they can earn foreign exchanges. Tourism multiplier helps expanding the circular rings of growth process. One, production will increase. For increase the production, employment will increase. For increasing the production, they earn more income. More income leads to growth process. It boosts the manufacturing, horticulture, handicrafts, landscaping. Tourism boosts the manufacturing sector, horticulture, handicrafts, landscaping, all this will be boosted. New areas of service sector, example, booking the ticketing, exchange conversion and hospitality. Parking will be developed. Hospitality means hotels and restaurants business will be developed with the help of tourism. It increases the revenue to central and state and local governments also. It improves the environment and results in sustainable development. It improves the environment and results in sustainable development. All this shows the importance of tourism and in India. Tourism in India, what is the impact which is shown tourism on Indian economy? So far we discussed. To promote tourism, the government of India has set up in India Tourism Development Corporation, that is ITDC, Indian Tourism Development Corporation, in 1966. The objectives of ITDC: it promotes and expands the tourism in the country, to provide transport, environment, shopping and convenience services, the aim of that ITDC, and to render consultancy and management services in India, to provide innovating, dependable and value for money solutions to the need of tourism development and engineering industry. These are the main objectives of ITDC. With the help of tourism, Indian economy is also increasing its foreign exchange reserves, and these are the main components in service sector. In question point of view, we have to concentrate which is the oldest service sector in India, and one more thing we have to concentrate: GIC, General Insurance Corporation name, now it is a reinsurer. Name is not changed, but it is a reinsurer who are insuring, giving insurance to the insuring companies. That's why we can say reinsurer. Who are the reinsurer? The question may be asked like this: among the given options, who are the reinsurer? LIC, GIC, New India Insurance, Oriental Insurance. If that question may be asked like that, reinsurer is GIC. Now it is not giving direct insurance, it is giving insurance companies to insurance. So it is called insurer, reinsurer. Life Insurance Corporation, when it is nationalized, and how many companies are there, by combining all this, now it is LIC. We have to concentrate on that type of points. What is the impact of tourism, and what is the exactly tourism means, and how it is impacting influencing the economic growth of country. Like this, these points may be asked. Okay, and question may be asked like that: based on this concept, and acquire some current details also, get some current details also, add them into this, and get this concept and clarity over this concept. What are the transport sector's influence in economic development? What is the major role which is playing? And all these components, concentrate on different components: energy sector, transport sector, communication, science and technology, insurance, banking system, tourism. All these are the components of service sectors, how they are playing in economic development of one country.